What's up, Maruhab? Today we have a long ride going to Shinjuku and hopefully we can beat the time with the required speed. This is the first time I will bike ride to that place and I expect that I might be slow as I didn't know the road yet. I still have to know the road if there's a uphill or there's a flat road.
Time check 10:30. Let's start.
The intent of this ride was to measure my ability to take a bike ride from my home place in Omiya going to Shinjuku. I took this ride in one of our non-working days so I don't have to worry if I will be coming late or early in the office. The plan was to develop myself into this kind of everyday transportation back and forth. Along this ride, I stopped over to some scenic views as I can't help myself but to mesmerize the surroundings. I never expected that there is a kind of beautiful environment along the way. I hope you can stay with me on this episode as I unfold my story of bike to work. Let me take you around our community here in Saitama. You can see how clean are their streets are. Here in Japan, the street names are called by numbers, not by with alphabetical words or names. For example, 5-25-21. You can see these street numbers on every public utility post that is in the corner of the street. You can also notice the urban setup in our community. You will never miss to see green areas. This is Omiya, part of Saitama, the second biggest to the Tokyo Prefecture here in Japan. There is no car park along the streets. Wonderful, isn't it? Along the streets, you can see something like this. That is their garbage collection area. Very neat, isn't it? Their garbage collector here are very well paid and organized. There is a certain garbage that you cannot just throw within your area. Segregation wise, we are not allowed to dump our waste if it is not scheduled to be collected on that day. If you have to throw a bulky waste like broken chair, table, or an item that is bigger than the prescribed by the garbage collector, we need to pay them in order for them to take out our bulky items for recycling. We have just entered the vicinity of Cocoon City, a commercial complex that has an ample space for recreational parks, shopping, dining, movie house, parking building. Cocoon City commercial complex are interconnected by architecturally designed bridges. It is connected to a train station named Saitama Shintoshin and to the famous landmark Saitama Super Arena, one of the stadium used in recent Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Their wide sidewalks allows us to ride a bike in it. Buildings, trees, shadows, asphalt pavements, yellow tactile paving for visually impaired persons, and less cars on the streets. What? Less cars on the streets? Am I really in the city? You heard me right. Less cars on the streets. Aside from the day I took this ride, that is a non-working day, having a car here in Japan is a huge responsibility. As mentioned earlier, we didn't find any car parked on the street. Not all of the houses or apartments here comes with a garage as well. If you own a car here, you need at least about 40,000 yen per month budget for your parking space rental. Most of the working people here prefer to take a train ride instead, even if they have owned a car already. The train transport system here are very efficient. One of my Japanese friends told me that he just sold his Honda Civic as he resides within Tokyo, that is having the same like living in New York. It makes him some savings by selling his car rather than keeping it. I slowed down a little as I quite anxious about where is Google Maps leading me. I need to cross a railroad. Google Map leads me to a closed underpass, which leads me to take a longer route just to cross the road. Just ride along with me and enjoy the streetscape as I do all the pedaling for you. As of this moment, I don't feel any pain sitting on my saddle. By this time, I already have cycling beam to support my buttocks against saddle pains. I was able to enjoy this long ride with a much higher energy level compared to my 11 hours long ride from Yokohama to Saitama. But then again, there are a lot of unknown situations that I have came to experience. Usually, every time I map out my route using Google Maps, there are route options that is being offered by Google Maps. There is moderate hill, mostly flat, steep hill, and very steep hill. For this ride, I took the option that has the shortest distance I can take, and it has a very steep hill. I never knew how does that very steep hill looks like in actual, so I took the risk to know it. As for my intent for this ride, it was my self-assessment to know if I can beat or meet that 2 hours target riding going to Shinjuku, and to know what kind of enduring pains that I might have along the way. This is the end of part 1. I hope to see you on the part 2 to witness how Google Maps took me to discover an unusual pathway uphill climb. See you next time.